Hello everybody, are you sitting comfortably? Then let's begin. Once upon a time, in a global disaster, Rooster Teeth made a book of magic and wonder, as if it'd been plucked out of the RWBY universe itself. RWBY, Fairy Tales of Remnant. If you don't want to have anything spoiled about this book, go now. Right, now that's out of the way, let's begin. As you're aware, this book is about fairy tales, so everything written in it has to be taken with a grain of salt. It's not all going to be true, but there will be aspects of the story which are inherently true. So, going with that in mind, here are my top 5 things that we learn about RWBY lore in this book. The two gods were once the same being. Now, this explains a lot of things, like why they're so opposite but yet sometimes so in sync. Plus, why it took them both in order to create humans. Number 4. Salem was locked up for being a girl. The book heavily implies on parts from the episode The Lost Fable and reveals that Salem's father wanted a male heir and blames Salem for her mother's death in childbirth. Number 3. The Faunus were made by a god. Now, this is very interesting in my opinion because we have 2 origin stories for the Faunus in this book, and they're completely different in almost all ways except one. They both agree that a god was responsible for turning the Faunus into humans. Now, they do both heavily imply that the god was the god of light as well. Number 2. Ospin once accidentally started a religious following. I just want to start by saying I 100% believe that Ospin is the infinite man, as it is recorded by Oz, and the entire story is from the perspective of this magical man. A religious following that resulted in the death of so many people would explain why Ospin hides his powers, as the man said, "I am just a man, not even a very good one." So he is not seen as a god again. A little bit of bonus trivia here. In the notes section of The Grim Child, Ospin tells us, so this isn't even a fairy tale, this is straight up fact, that there is a Grim called the Chill that is able to possess humans, but only for a few minutes. Number 1, the Relic of Choice shows you the future. Specifically, a big future decision you will have to make. Now, we don't get many examples in the book of what classes as a big decision. The only one we can really figure out from the storytelling is someone being proposed to and them deciding whether to say yes or no. That was enough of a big decision for the Relic of Choice to do it, but it is still very unclear. And I do believe, yes, of course, this book is talking about the Relic of Choice. It is too coincidental that the powers and what it does and its description and its look are too similar not to be. So, yes, you could argue that it's not the Relic of Choice, but in my opinion, now we know that the Relic of Choice is indeed a crown and that its power has something to do with choice. I do believe that this is talking about the Relic of Choice and that the power that used in the book was never changed. Well, thanks for watching this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this. I definitely recommend checking out this book, because as far as I'm concerned, this is the best book that Rooster Teeth has ever released, being RWBY. And aside from the fact that it says RWBY on the cover and a few little things at the beginning, apparently this book is meant to exist in the RWBY universe, and through some of its writing you can tell that, because Ospin is sort of lying in some of his notes, which we clearly know are lies, because it's meant to, as far as I can work out, be a book that would be given to every student when they entered Beacon. which is a very interesting little detail there. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you hear more from us in the future. Bye!